Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're playing zombies today. Zombies in standard, not something you see going around, but it's really good actually. It's super fun. Based around Invasions of Amonkhet as a nice addition because the flip side is a zombie for your triggers. Combos amazingly with this card, Render Inert, where you go Invasions turn 3, mill something huge, Render Inert turn 4, just kill your own battle, flip it, and then reanimate something like Cemetery Desecrator, Gitaxis, or Shieldred, or maybe a bomb out of opponent's graveyard too, and some other really good zombie synergies. We'll go over it at the end, but for now, let's get right into the matches. Hopefully, we'll hit Diamond today, as currently we're sitting just barely Plat 1. So 5 wins, we could do it. Let's go. Okie doke. So this looks like a fine keeper to me. We got some good synergies here. Venser with Proliferate, turn 1 zombie, Champion of the Perished. Some good potential for sure. If opponent doesn't interact with us, then this is an easy run away with the game type of game. Although you should never bank on opponent not interacting. I think it's a Flash Soldier, but I could be wrong. Impulse, okay. So I guess it's Azorius control. Oh, great. We get to have a nice long game for game 1. Fun. Oh, it's not. Okay, Monastery Mentor. That's really nice, actually. So this card, if you guys aren't familiar with Monastery Mentor, just screams, kill me right away. Because if you don't, you're going to have a bad time. Trust me on that one. They play Convoke spells. As soon as they start making monks, it just gets out of control. There's the other mentor. Now, here I'm actually faced with something quite tempting in playing invasions and attacking it, and then he'll let it die because otherwise Monastery Mentor will die. He doesn't want that. But then I face the risk of what's better. You know, Monastery Mentor, letting an opponent untap with Monastery Mentor, and flipping Invasions of Amonkhet. Let's go for it. I'm gonna do the greedier play here. It's not recommended. If I whiff or if something doesn't go well, I could be in big trouble. And I didn't hit any big bombs. So we'll attack like that, and we'll attack him. He'll probably block the Venser. Yeah, he wants to untap with Monastery Mentor. So I may have thrown the game here, but I do get a Monastery Mentor who's a 4/4 zombie who triggers the Champion of the Perished. So my board state is pretty strong. But I swear, it doesn't look like much, but 4 mana and a Monastery Mentor, you could do a lot. So let's see. Let's see if opponent proves me here. Okay. Chooses to kill. I'm actually surprised that he would kill the Perished. Well, let's see if we can get rid of the Monastery Mentor. Get our own Monastery Mentor triggers. Phase out. Okay. Make disappear, sacks a guy to make it uncounterable. So decline. So he's got a 3/3 for blocker now. Alright. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's try again. We get our second monk. I mean, Monastery Mentor doing work on our side too. It's probably the only creature he runs. So he chumps and lets it take 3, I imagine. Oh, he scoops! Yes! Nice. He was gassed out. I don't know. I guess it was the right play. But I do think it could have gone quite wrong if he'd had another Meetings of Minds in hand, made a couple a couple monks, tap them all for free, cast some free spells, create more monks from the free spells. It could have gone worse, but I'll take the easy W for game one. All right, this is a pretty nice looking hand, so we'll keep this one happily. Turn 1 champion of the parish. Can experimental augur to find some lands and more action if we need be. Looks good, looks good. There's a Venser. It's much better to play turn 2 than experimental augury. Hello. Bankbuster, okay. Nice and slow. That's good for us. We'll come out of the gates hard, put pressure on opponent. If he wants to draw cards with his Bankbuster, he will be sacrificing his life total to do so. Don't want to see a strong 3-drop here. That's good. That's what we want to see. No action from opponent. Start with attacks. Could proliferate before combat to do 1 extra damage with the champion of the parish, but I think I'd rather proliferate after combat. Oh, does he block the champion? Oh, baby. Alright, let's try to find a land here. Yeah, that's good. Get our 3/3. That's perfect. That is exactly what you like to see. Opponent just lost a land. I don't know. Does this kind of video, or does this kind of win make it into the video? Seems a little bit cheese, but I mean, it was a good interaction. Instant speed buff with a experimental augury. That made a 3/3. GG. We'll keep this hand. We could kill a creature turn 2. Invasions turn 3. Set ourselves up for something. Got potential. Alright, no creature yet. Alright. Opponent's gonna play the do nothing game. Maybe he's on mono black control. Well, when opponent does nothing like this, turn 1, 2, and 3, you just have to know that they have go for throats, cut downs, all kinds of removal in their hand. Vraska, eh? Okay. Feeling pretty comfortable in this situation here. Obliterator is tough for us to get killed here. Our removal does not match up well against it. Well, we can make him sack it next turn with Gix's command. It's something. There's a shield in an opponent's graveyard. Okay, so the dream is, I forget what the card is called. Oh, nice. The one that removes up to 5 counters from something, and then draw a card. Use that on Invasion of Amonkhet to bring back his Shieldred to make him sack the Obliterator. It's asking for a lot. But I mean, there's 2 of them in here. 2 out of 40, it's like a 1 in 20 chance. Don't hit it. That's okay. I think we're in quite good shape. We'll return 2 creatures and make him sack the Obliterator. Perished and Venser. Yeah. Maybe I need some Shielded Apocalypse in this deck. Card's really strong. There's the Vraska, okay. Draws a card. Let's account on both of those. Alright, let's go. Champion. Venser. And I guess we go Headless Rider right now. Could proliferate instead. But, yeah, it doesn't destroy. Target creature becomes. So I will hold up Experimental Augury. So if the warding on Vraska's -2 was destroy, it would incentivize me to play Headless Rider. So when he touches my stuff, at least I get a 2/2 out of it. But since it doesn't, I'd rather look at the top few cards here. And this works out good because I can make a zombie to sack. Jadar, I guess. I don't really want to lose life from Fellstinger. Well, then again, if I sack the Venser, I could flip the Amonkhet right now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I have to flip the Amonkhet right now because Vraska's at 8. And I need him to sack that Vraska with his Shieldred. So we got a good game plan here. Oh, goodness. If he had Gopher Throat or something, I probably lose the game right there. But now we are in it to win it. Bring back a Praetor. Just make sure there's nothing better. Yeah, Shieldred for sure. It's a zombie, triggers the champion of the parish. Synergies! There are 3 zombies out there, so we'll play Headless Rider as an anti-board wipe. And I think we'll just pass the turn. I could play Jadar, but if he has a board wipe, and there's a good chance he does based on the kind of deck he's playing. It's really more mono black control than mono black aggro. Okay, we know where that's going. Right back to his hand, I say. Alright. Just so you guys know, you cannot flip a Shieldred or any other card that's exiled with Lazotep Convert. It does not work. Phyrexian Obliterator seems like a good pick here. Otherwise I could bring back my own Venser as a 4/4. But I think it'll be Phyrexian Obliterator. Go like that. And like that. Attack him too. Yeah, I'm not too afraid of Liliana Plus right now. I have Lance discard to it, I really don't mind. Take a 4/4 Trampler. Play land. Get the Jadar down. Now that he didn't board wipe last turn, I really don't think he has it. Nice. We get a zombie. Zombie grows the champion. He plays the Shieldred. He has to block the champion of the perished. Okay, well we have the Jadar sack. That doesn't make a zombie though. Damn. Alright, well, it's lethal unless he blocks the champion of the perished. So he has to block the champion, even like this. And then if he does block the champion, it's not lethal, even with the Decayed Zombie going at him. So we'll kill the Liliana with the Decayed Zombie. That is lethal, isn't it? Misplay by opponent. But we'll take it. I don't care. Let's go, dude. Alright, couple wins in a row. Two more for Diamond. Tribal Zombies, yeah! I would still very much like a game where we get to do the dream, the turn 4, reanimate Jin Gitaxis or something huge. Also, Cemetery Desecrator has some really great interactions with this deck that I'd love to show off. Can always cover them in the post-game wrap-up, but it's more fun to really show you guys, you know, pop off. I don't love this hand, but I still think it's a keeper. We go turn 2 Jadar, and then if we miss our land drop and can't play Headless Rider, which we'd like, we just Experimental Augury for our land drop. Gallic Rooters would be nice. Could kill that with Whisper of the Dross. No. Okay, land is good. We want to see land. Play our Jadar. No removal, no action from opponent. Maybe a Fable the Mirror Breaker now. Seems kind of likely. Wedding announcements, okay. Bit of a slow hand for us here. Not where we want to be. We have Render Inert. That's the card I don't ever remember the name of because I'm not used to it yet, but it's part of the turn 4 flip the invasions, reanimate something huge battle plan. One just takes 2. Silification gets rid of Headless Rider? No, Jadar. Okie doke. Oh, wow. Another one. Does he attack for 1? He should. Chooses not to. Let's try to hit our land drop. There's the Desecrator. Pretty awkward here. Two reasons to do that. If he attacked with both of them next turn, he gets to draw a card off Wedding Announcement, as well as at the end of turn, Wedding Announcement flips, and then there are 2/2s, and I can no longer do that, so... Oh man, that's a strong play. Land off the top puts us in great shape. Untapped land? Not the case. Alright, well, let's find a land to play. Don't have much of a choice here. I put a thing on Wedding Announcement. It flips sooner, but he also doesn't get... he gets one less trigger out of it, so, I mean, it's something. Maybe I should have attacked there, since I plan on Gix's command next turn. Oh well. Missed opportunity for potential 2 damage. Okay, Vornplex. Well, I wish I didn't play Champion of the Perished. Because destroy each creature 2 or less. Oh man, that's gonna flip now. Alright. Alright, so... I actually have to return back to the hand. If I don't, it flips. These are all 3/3s and I can't destroy them. Alright. Stabilized. We got some gas in hand. Invasions of Amonkhet off the top. Come on. The Eldrit's good, though. Make him sack a non-token. So we'll hang on to that for now. We'll just draw 2 cards. Play something big and nasty, non-token that can make you sack. Oh boy. Alright. Well, it is what it is, right? Well, Shielding will make him sack that next turn. And if he plays a bomb creature like another Praetor, I could render inert on the Emperor, then make him sack the non-token creature with Shieldred. Alright, Shieldred gone. We're down to 1. He could have another Wandering Emperor in hand. That'll be game. He does. Alright, good game. That's okay. Couldn't draw anything. No invasions of Amonkhet. Let's have a quick peek here. There was a lot of action that could have saved us. We got to the top 20 cards of our library, which is a lot. And, you know, there's 2 more Gix's Command that would have brought us back into the game. There was 4 invasions of Amonkhet. That would have been huge. Cemetery Desecrator could have done it too. But just had to hit our land drops early. Oh well. Come on, let me desecrate some cemeteries. Just one time game. I think this is fine, yeah. Good keeper to me. A little bit slow, but I mean, do some zombies things. Another tap land, not the worst thing. But we want to see some action now. I don't think I return the Armored Scrap Gorger to hand. I think I wait for him to cast something bigger with it to return a hand. What does he dump his 4 mana into? A Shakedown Heavy. Well, I guess I do return it. I need my mana next turn to cast, so to cast some stuff. I don't want to just sit around and do nothing. There is a line if I had less things to do and more high end in my hand, where I would just wait and not do anything with Serum Snare and let the Shakedown Heavy sit there, and then wait for him to cast his Fight Rigging, which surely this is a Fight Rigging deck based on what I've seen. And then in response to him targeting Shakedown Heavy with the Fight Rigging counter, then return it to his hand. But because I have so much proactiveness already, I'd rather get some stuff out. Cut down. Touch my stuff. Scrap Gorger does match up pretty well here. Let's exploit the Fellstinger. We're gonna leave behind a zombie, and we'll draw 2 cards. Next turn, Shakedown Heavy's coming down, and then he's Fight Rigging and flipping this. So maybe this is a Vorinclex or a Phyrexian Obliterator. Whatever it is, it won't be good. Good for us. But we have some high-end stuff going on too. Shielded in hand, Gix's Command. He is exiling our graveyard though, which is annoying. Scrap Gorger. Archfiend, another Dross, okay. Alright, so let's board wipe. Power 2 or less and his biggest. Then get in for 3. Then next turn, I assume he goes Shakedown Heavy, puts the counter on it. I play Shieldred. Board is clear again. I don't have to play Shieldred. But if he plays one single large target for me to kill, I feel like Shieldred's... You can't really go wrong with that. That's not bad. Smash in for 2. We're still in good shape. Venser, Experimental Augury to find something, get us deeper, find whatever we need. Another Fight Rigging, doesn't do anything. Yes! Well, the thing we really got to watch out for now, of course, is the Phyrexian Obliterator into fighting. Make me sack all of my stuff, that would be bad. But I think we've got him now. Because I play Invasions and I flip it right away, I will take his Archfiend of the Dross. Right? Oh, Titan of Industry. We'll take that instead. Atraxa? Maybe I'll take that instead. Hot damn. Although... Okay, Atraxa, yes, is amazing, but I think it's actually still Titan of Industry here, just because the fight rigging in play is like one of the only ways I could see myself losing this game. So instead of loading up my hand, I'll destroy the board and create a bigger board for myself. I remember Atraxa comes in as a 4/4, like the Titan of Industry did here. Alright, let's do this. See if we can't find removal for lethal right now. It's not quite lethal. This guy gets flying. Is it lethal? I don't know. Math for blockers, right? Well, how's it go for throat? Go ahead and look. Alright, that's fine. Well-lived opponent, but from 1 life, I don't think there's any way he comes back from this one. Good game, man. Good game. Sweet! That was pretty nice. Had the chance to resurrect Atraxa, a card I've never had in play. I haven't crafted any of them in Arena, and I didn't even take it. Fun win. I've decided we'll play till we lose or hit diamond. So we either win 2 in a row here or we lose and give up. Not a great start, but I mean, it's good enough. Cemetery Desecrator, a card you want in your graveyard, not your hand. Tempted to go over the interaction now. I was hoping I would show it. But it's happened a few times already in rank that I've done the dream, where I have multiple Invasion of Amonkhet on the battlefield. Then I managed to flip one of the invasions. I target Cemetery Desecrator. He comes in as a 4/4 zombie with an ETB ability. I choose the ability that exiles something to remove X counters from something. So it exiles whatever, a big Planeswalker, big CMC card from opponent's graveyard, and I use that ETB to remove the counters from the other Invasions of Amun kit, which leads me to getting something else, and then all of a sudden I have a huge board. It's really nice. He could also come in and remove counters from Planeswalkers. Slow start for us, like we said. And it looks like opponents on mono white, or sorry, Azorius control. Smells like counter magic, right? Yeah. This is an awful, awful last game for us. Oh, it's the Monastery Mentor deck again. Does he have Wandering Emperor here? We're not in bad shape. We have 2 mana to pay for counter magic next turn. Resolve Fellstinger. Eat the Decayed guy. Roll the Parish, get another Decay guy. Draw 2 cards. Not bad shape, but I mean, it's not good. It's definitely not good. Oh, I really like this invasion. It's my second favorite behind Ikoria. Alright, well, we'll do this. Well, that's a pretty good Gix's command next turn. I think opponent will take 3 here. Yeah. So hopefully opponent will leave the shields down again. Have a big explosive turn where he does a bunch of stuff, makes a bunch of creatures for me to board wipe. No. Shields are up. So what can I do to get those shields down? I think I just invasions. If it resolves, I'm happy. If it gets countered, I'm happy. Okay. We're trading up in card advantage. That is the second Decayed Zombie we've sacked to draw 2 cards, so here we're sitting with 5 cards in hand. Champion of the Parish getting pretty big. 6/6. Alright, alright. Just 1 blue mana. You leave the counter magic up again? He does. If this flips, I could be in huge trouble. So I gotta be a bit defensive. Yeah, okay. I should have attacked first, got him to play that, and then I'd have the mana to Gix's command right now. Well, that's good. Trade 2 for 1 and get a zombie. Cannot let that flip. If all his spells have Convoke, non-creature spells have Convoke, that could be the end of us. Alright, I'm gonna bank on him not having counter magic for his last spell. 1 card in hand. Nice. That should be game. Even if he plays Monastery Mentor now, Shieldred makes so he can't sack non-tokens. Oh, ETB triggers don't happen? Okay, that actually matters. That definitely matters a lot. ETB triggers do not happen. Okay. So let's drown an Ichor. Proliferate those two. And then we'll attack with all. Opponent takes 7 here. Goes down to 4. No ETB trigger, but I will still play the Shieldred. 4/5 Menace. I think that's lethal. I think we got him, boys. Yes! Haha! He's gonna have 2 blockers, but I have a Menace lethal threat. So, what could he have? He'd have to make multiple tokens and blockers. I don't know what he could have, but let's not be hasty or risky with it for nothing. That's not great. He blocks the Elish Norn to Jadar. Kills Shieldred. Chump blocks there. Still lethal. So I don't know. Yeah, we got him. We got him. Good game, opponent. Still no Cemetery Desecrator action, but hey, maybe it'll happen next game, alright? Alright, this is it. Last game no matter what. We make it to Diamond or we quit and give up forever. Beautiful Keeper. Probably the best hand we've had so far. Does a lot of things. Turn 1 Perish, turn 2 Venser. Unless we draw a Fell Scorpion, then maybe I want to actually play Jadar turn 2. It's a hair slower for aggression, but it's also just better overall, I think. We saw last game how powerful sacking 2/2 Decay zombies was. Alright, well, I want to get in for damage, so do this. Smash for 2. Next turn I have Invasion, start my card advantage cycle. You're not blocking, so you just take it here. Put Obi. Anyone missed the old intro, by the way? Unlimited MTGA! It was kind of nice. Too afraid of copyright strikes now. I've been scared straight. What you gonna do, opponent? Beast Caller. Alright, let's go with invasions. Just a small creature. So opponents on the mono green deck. This deck is quite scary, honestly. It can do things. Alright, that was a good draw. We'll bide our time. What's it called? Desecrator or the... No, Defiler of Vigor. That's the one you gotta really watch out for. Once that thing comes down, starts growing his whole team. Is itself a big creature with trample. Reduces the cost of all his stuff. Yeah, Defiler of Vigor is really shining in the mono green decks right now. And then, of course, Nissa as the finisher. Everything gains trample. Tribute to the World Tree, also pretty huge. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but what often happens now is they play the thing that makes Dryad that are lands, and then they all come in with 2 extra counters, so they're 3/3s. So next turn, he could make 2 1/1s that end up being 3/3s for 4 mana, which is just they're a really good deal. And those, of course, tap for mana. Alright, so Let's get rid of this Beast Caller before it gets any counters on it. Proliferate just my own Champion of the Parish. Get a 3/3 from Venser. And then let's go try to put a poison counter on opponent, which he'll probably block. Yeah, doesn't matter where Venser went, it would have been blocked, but we still gain a life from it. And we'll play the tap land. Maybe it should have been Darkslick Shore since they both come in tapped and Rafine's Tower cycles. Yeah, so Evolving Wilds or Evolving Adaptive is a 3/3. Yeah, it's pretty good. Throws that and draws him a card. Well, let's start like this. We're gonna eat the Hollowed Sentinel. This is holding priority. Can proliferate at instant speed. It's pretty strong. Alright, so Ghoul Caller. Next turn, we have the mana to hardcast Cemetery Desecrator, manually remove the counters from Invasion of Amonkhet. We could get back a 4/4 Beast Caller. No, it'll be a 4/4 Shielded. Yeah. Is he considering sacking the Canker Boom? This is kind of cool here. So if he sacks this to proliferate, he could proliferate 2 kinds of counters on the same Evolving Adaptive. They give it another oil counter and another +1/+1 counter. So it'll become a 5/5 with a single means of proliferate. Any reason to want to do this? I don't think so. Yeah, as much as his stuff is going to grow, which incentivizes me to trade with it now, Champ of the Parish is the only thing on my side that's going to grow. And mine will grow quite reliably as well, so I think I'm better off not sacking or not trading that. What does he have? Could be Nissa? No, nothing. Okay. Let's do this thing. Desecrator. Exiling. I want it to be something with enough mana that I'm sure it hits. Okay, so he has like another instant speed proliferate in his hand. So move all the counters from that. Force the flip. Lazotep Convert comes in as a copy of my own Shieldred. Make him sack one of his guys. Surely the Evolving Adaptive here, I think. Could be wrong. Maybe it's Canker Bloom. But that does create some attacks for us now. Looks like we're in good shape. Our board state is way ahead of his. Last turn he didn't do anything with all his mana. So maybe he's got a couple 7-drops in hand. Maybe he'll go land Titan of Industry or something. Or maybe he has instant speed, indestructible. I don't know. Yeah. Not too bad, honestly. Use this whole turn to kill the Champion of Parish. The 1-drop that grows. Come on, how cool is that? A 1/1 for 1 that ends up being a 7/7. Zombies. Zombie Tribal. Come on, it doesn't get more fun than Zombie Tribal in in standard. Like, when was the last time you seen a zombie deck? That was a long time ago. Own it? Scoops, or what's he gonna do? If he has the Dryad that makes, I don't know what it's called, the sorcery that makes Dryads, 1/1 land creatures, he do it for 4 now. He get 4 3/3s. He's right back in the game. He has 8 cards in graveyard though, so I could just manually flip Shieldred. I have the mana, he has the 8. That's gotta be game. Second time I've mentioned this, but I love so much that Lazotop Convert does not exile cards from the graveyard when he ETBs. He just comes in as a copy. Enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature in the graveyard except it's a 4/4 zombie, in addition to its other types and colors. So that's really good. Because if it exiled the stuff, then it makes Shielded harder to trigger, and then it makes it so that my own Gix's command can't hit the stuff in my own graveyard. But the way it's worded, it lets me copy things in my own graveyard and then recur them to my hand while he's still a copy of said thing. So, yeah, there you go. I'm not going to take any risks. He might have a Tybar stand again or something. Oh, what the heck did I just do? I just tried to flip my copy of Shieldred that wasn't actually Shieldred. Whoops. Whoopsies. It was a huge misplay. Huge misplay there. I think I talked about this earlier in the video. I was getting distracted, ramble on. Lazotop Convert, if he comes in as a copy of something that has a flip side, so i.e. in this exact case Shieldred, there is no flip side to Shieldred. You can't activate her ability to flip her to do the other thing, because Lazotop Convert on the other side isn't the true scriptures. So there will be no janky reanimating something and then flipping it. That just won't work. And so what happened there is I paid the 5 to flip it, and then it made me select something else out of his graveyard. Although maybe I could have targeted Shielded again to get the ETB trigger from my own graveyard. That would have been better. But I guess the opponent just got fed up and walked away anyways, so it doesn't matter. We get our W. We get to Diamond today, boys. We did it. Not bad at all. Well, let's break this deck down and talk about it a little bit. So let's talk about this Zombies deck. Overall, a pretty good run-in. I think we went 6-1 or 5 wins and 1 loss, maybe. It went super well. It's super fun to play, and it does multiple things. So often, when a deck is trying to do too many things at once, it suffers, because by trying to do some of this, it's taking away from what it should be doing in some of that, and it just kind of doesn't meld together very well. But in this case, this deck does couple things really well. It does zombie synergies, which is just fun and strong, but then it also does proliferate stuff really well. And that's all thanks to Venser, who hits both of those criteria. Cares about proliferating, but is also a zombie. So you get a lot of turn 1 Champion of the Parish into turn 2 Venser, triggering the Champion of the Parish, and then turn 3 proliferate anything, which just works out great because Champion of the Parish has a counter to proliferate. Opponent might have a poison counter to proliferate, and when you do, you get a Hollowed Sentinel, a 3/3 for essentially free. So actually works together way better than it does at first glance. Invasion of Amonkhet, by far my favorite card out in common from March of the Machine. This card is so good. I absolutely love it. I had 2 of them in a pool in Sealed on my second pre-release, and I played Grixis with it. This card is unreal. As long as you have the stuff to hit. It did happen a few times today that there weren't enough big creatures in the graveyards. I just milled lands, and opponent milled lands, and essentially whiffed on potentially render inert into something huge turn 4. So maybe a more tuned version of this deck would play some higher end bombs, Atraxa, or some stuff that isn't even necessarily on color that I could just discard and self-mill in order to reanimate. But overall, it still works pretty good. Then other successful interactions, we've got the Fell Stinger exploiting the decayed zombies from Jadar. That happened a couple times and is just really effective too. Of course, Render Inert kills Planeswalkers for 3 mana, draws a card, also flips your invasions of Amonkhet next turn and draws a card, really good. Jin-Gitaxias never got to get reanimated, or at least stay on the battlefield if it did. But this is a really good target. Sometimes if you get this turn 4, all of a sudden, opponent's removal is all instant and sorcery, and then they just can't kill it. And then next turn, you go ahead and start copying your own stuff. You experimental augury, you do it twice, you get 2 cards in hand. It really takes over the game if Jin-Gitaxias is on the battlefield turn 4 and can't get killed. Because essentially, they need enchantment removal in order to be able to kill it once this thing ETBs. And finally, let's talk about either the Shielded, the Cemetery Desecrator. That's what I was looking for. We didn't get to do it, but it definitely happens where I have even 2 of these in graveyard, and I've had 3 invasions of Amonkhet in play. Render Inert on the first one, target Cemetery Desecrator, Desecrator comes in, exiles something from the graveyard, removes counters from another invasion of Amonkhet, gets another Desecrator, Desecrator comes in, does it again, gets a 3rd thing back. And then all of a sudden you have 2 4/4 Cemetery Desecrators with Menace, and maybe you kill the 3rd invasion, get another bomb, or sometimes the 2nd one just comes in and removes all the counters from his Planeswalker, or in some cases there's even been opponents got a Bankbuster that they've just cast, and I remove all the counters from it. So at least now it's just a 4/4 vehicle that crews for 2, and it won't draw many cards. So even at worst, the card is still good. And then that basically covers it. The deck is awesome. I did brew it up myself, completely homebrewed. I think it would do good in best of 3, where you could bring in some more Whispers of the Dross and Serum Snares from the sideboard to really interact with mono red early. And then you could also cut those to bring in counter magic for those pesky matchups against control. So definitely could use some more tuning. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. I love playing tribal creature decks. Dimir, if I'm going to play it, no counter magic, because that's just not how I roll. But if you want to throw some Make Disappears in here, I'm sure that the deck will really shine even harder with that. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day.